Okay, let's get right into it. For what, decades now, the name of the game in digital marketing has been pretty simple. Get people to click. But what happens when clicking itself becomes optional? That's what we're talking about today, the incredible rise of the zero-click search and what it really means for, well, the future of everything online.
I mean, think about it. Remember when every single search you did ended with you clicking on one of those classic blue links? That whole experience is changing, and it's changing really, really fast. Your last few searches, did you get the weather or a quick fact without ever actually leaving the Google results page? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The entire landscape is shifting right under our feet. And here's the number that just puts it all in perspective. It's projected that by 2025, a staggering 69% of all Google searches will be zero-click. Let that sink in. That's nearly 7 out of every 10 searches ending right there on the results page. This isn't just a small trend. This is a seismic shift in user behavior. So this brings us to this core idea, the zero-click shift. The search engine results page, the SERP, it's not just a menu of options anymore. For a huge number of queries, it's becoming the final destination. And this isn't just a Google thing either. We're seeing the exact same patterns emerging with Baidu over in China. It's a truly global transformation in how we get our information.
So, to be super clear, what is a zero-click search? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. You type in a question, like the capital of Mongolia or the score from last night's game, and bam, the answer just appears right there at the top of the page. Your search journey is over before you even have to think about clicking a link. So, why is this even happening? Are we all just getting lazy? No, not at all. It's all about efficiency. It's a fundamental change driven by our need for speed. We want answers and we want them now. So let's break down how search engines are making that happen.
Every search we make has a reason, an intent behind it. And if you look at this table, you'll see the zero-click boom is almost entirely driven by that top one, informational searches. Anytime we ask what is, who is, or how do I, the search engines are now engineered to just hand us the answer directly. And that changes the whole game for brands who are trying to build authority.
And they do this using a whole arsenal of tools, what you could call click killers. You've seen all of these. You've got the featured snippets at the very top, the knowledge panels on the side for people and places, and those simple direct answer boxes. But the real game changer now are those AI overviews, which pull info from tons of sources to create one perfect little summary. They're turning search engines into answer engines.
Now, I know this might sound like total doom and gloom for websites, but here's the twist, and it's a really crucial one. While the number of clicks might be going down, the quality of the clicks that are left is going way, way up. Think of it like this. All these zero-click features act as a filter. They satisfy the people with a quick question, which means that anyone who does still click through to your site is way more interested, more invested, and probably more likely to become a customer.
To really wrap our heads around this, we need to zoom out and look at the global picture. Because this zero-click trend, it plays out very differently in the West compared to China. What we're seeing is basically a tale of two completely different internets evolving.
So with Google, this whole trend is mostly driven by its own features. They're basically building a walled garden to keep you inside their ecosystem. But in China, it's way more complex. Yeah, Baidu has its own zero-click stuff. But users are also spreading their searches out across all these different super apps like Xiaohongshu or Douyin. The starting point for a search is becoming totally decentralized.
And this chart, wow, it really shows the disruptive power of AI in action. Just look at the bar on the left. When a search result page doesn't have an AI overview, about 15% of people click an organic link. Okay, not bad, but now look to the right. When that AI overview shows up, the click-through rate is nearly sliced in half, dropping all the way down to 8%. That is a huge cannibalization effect. It shows just how good AI is getting at answering our questions right then and there.
So if getting clicks isn't the main goal anymore, is SEO dead? Is it all over? No way. Absolutely not. Its mission has just evolved. The focus is shifting away from just hoarding traffic and moving towards something much more strategic, pure brand visibility.
This quote from the source material just hits the nail on the head. It says, "The new game isn't just about getting someone to your website. It's about being the visible, authoritative answer wherever that person is looking. It's about matching their intent perfectly in that exact moment."
And let's be crystal clear, organic search is still an absolute beast. It drives over half of all website traffic. We're talking more than double what paid ads bring in. And that traffic is awesome, converting at a much higher rate.
But here's the new key takeaway. Even a zero-click impression, where your brand's name just shows up in an answer, is a valuable touchpoint. It's building trust and familiarity over time.
All right, so if clicks aren't the whole story, how do you win in this new world? How do you actually build a strategy that's future-proof? Well, that brings us to the action plan.
First things first, it all starts with your content. If you want to get featured in these answer boxes and AI overviews, you've got to start thinking like an AI. That means putting a short, direct answer right at the top of your page. Structure your stuff with clear headings, lists, and tables, so it's super easy for the machines to read. And maybe most important of all, be an authority. Create content that's packed with first-hand experience and original data.
Second, you have to completely change how you keep score. Clicks are not the only metric that matters anymore. You need to start tracking your visibility. How many times are people seeing your brand on that results page? Keep an eye on your direct traffic too. That's when people type your brand name right into their browser. It's a huge sign that your authority is growing. The goal is to see the entire journey, which very often begins with that zero-click impression.
And finally, step 3, you have to diversify. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. Use paid ads to get quick data that can fuel your long-term organic strategy. And start looking beyond the big search engines. Be present where your audience is already hanging out and asking questions, whether that's on Reddit, on social media, or in niche industry forums. Your job is to be the answer everywhere.
So, at the end of the day, it all comes down to one big question for any brand or business out there. As search engines continue to transform from being simple directories of links into powerful engines of answers, the choice becomes pretty stark. Will you be the source of those answers, or will you risk being silenced altogether?